Hello and welcome to Rebus Cloud. In this video tutorial, we would learn how to work with JavaScript. JavaScript is the programming language which is used for scripting the survey in Rebus Cloud. Once you create variables in your project, you can add logic to those variables through JavaScript. JavaScript functions are written in HTML pages and scripts.js file which are present inside the solution of your survey. The prerequisites for working with JavaScript are Visual Studio version 10 or above and the solution.zip file which you get from the variables section in your Rebus Cloud project home. Let's take an example to understand working with JavaScript. Here you can see a sample survey. For this survey, we have a predefined logic which is as follows. Question 1 is fixed. Question 2 is fixed. If the user opts for option 1 in question 2, show question 3. Once the user submits his choice in question 3, jump to question 5. Once the user submits his choices for question 5, show end of survey. If the user opts for option 2 in question 2, jump to question 4. If the user opts for option 1 in question 4, show question 5. Once the user submits his choices for question 5, show end of survey. If the user opts for option 2 in question 4, jump to end of survey. Now let's take a look at the variable.csv file for this survey. Now here you can see we have added entries for our survey variables in the CSV. Here for question 1, question 2, question 3 and question 4, we have created single choice type variables. Whereas to implement question 5, which is a grid type question, we have created an info type label variable, a single choice type header variable, and 4 single choice type row variables. Here you can see we have created a shared list called header options. We have passed this list in the header and in the row variables since all the row variables share the same set of header options. For more details on how to create grid type questions, please refer our video tutorial on RC table script. Now let's take a look at the scripting part of this survey. First, unzip the solution.zip file which you have downloaded from the variables page in your Rebus Cloud project home. Next, open the Visual Studio IDE from your Start menu or Start screen. Now let's open the solution of this project in the IDE. You can create the HTML pages for your survey under the Pages folder here. For this survey, we will be creating 3 different pages. First page to show the first 4 questions of the survey, second page to show the 5th question, and third page to show a thank you message. Let's create page 1. Let's quickly rename this page. And write the script to show the first 4 questions on this page. We are using RC single tag here as the first 4 questions in the survey are all single choice type. Now let's create the second page. Let's write the script to show the fifth question on this page. We are using RC table tag since the fifth question is a grid type question. Let's now create the third page. And write a thank you message on this page. Also, let's add the end node on the end page here. The end node with complete status marks the survey as complete. Now let's open script.js and create the logic. Here you can see this function flowService.setSurveyName. This is used to define the name of the survey. Replace the text here with your survey name. Now here, the flowService.sequence function is used to define the flow of the pages in the survey. Here we need to enter the HTML pages in the sequence we want them to appear in the survey. Let's enter page 1, page 2 and page 3 one after the other. Now for this survey, question 1 and question 2 are fixed, but the response in question 2 will determine whether the user will see question 3 or question 4 as the next question. If he chooses option 1, he will see question 3, and if he chooses option 2, he will see question 4. This type of condition can be addressed using question mask, which is an attribute of a variable tag. question mask masks or hides a question on conditional basis. Let's create the function to mask question 3. This function needs to be written within the scope of the RC player controller function. $scope in combination with a user-defined function is used to limit the scope of the variable for which the function is written. We are using $scope here since our first page contains 4 questions and we are writing this function to mask the third question only. Script service.contains any function is used to identify whether or not the responses entered for a single or multiple choice type variable contains a particular value or values. Now this logic says that if the response entered in question 2 is not option 1, return true. Now the function has been created. Let's write the script to mask question 3. Open the HTML page where you have written the script to display question 3 and call the function inside the question mask attribute. This will mask or hide question 3 if the user chooses option 2 in question 2. Now let's quickly take a look at the output of the script. Click on the Start Debugging button here. This will run the survey locally. Now the survey is open. Let's check the logic. According to the function we have just created, question 3 will be masked if the respondent chooses option 2 in question 2. Let's select option 2 here. And as you can see, question 4 has appeared. This means that question 3 has been masked and our logic is correct. Now let's switch back to Visual Studio and end the debugging mode by clicking on the Stop Debugging button. Similarly, we can write the function and script to mask question 4. This will mask or hide question 4 if the user chooses option 1 in question 2. Next, we need to write the script to mask question 5 if the user chooses option 2 in question 4. Since question 5 is present in a separate HTML page, we can use flowService.goTo to skip this page in the sequence of pages in the survey. FlowService.goTo is a JavaScript function which is used to jump to a particular page in the survey. Now this function needs to be called inside the flowService.sequence function before the page on which question 5 is shown. So now, the service will first run the script on page 1, then go to skip q5 function, then run the script on page 2, and then finally run the script on page 3. You can also use clear value function inside these functions to clear the responses entered by the respondent in case a change in page flow occurs during the survey. These are some of the JavaScript functions that we have used during the demo. Apart from these, there are many other predefined functions that you can refer in the scripting reference help document of Rebus Cloud. Now let's check the output of the script. Here you can see we have opened the survey. Let's select an option in question 1. Now let's opt for option 1 in question 2. As you can see, question 3 has appeared. Let's choose an option in question 3 and proceed. And here, question 5 has appeared. So question 4 has been masked on selecting option 1 in question 2. Now let's quickly answer question 5 and proceed. As you can see, we have arrived at the end of the survey. So till now, the logic is correct. Again, let's check the logic on selecting option 2 in question 2. Here you can see question 4 has arrived. This means that question 3 has been masked. Let's select option 1 in question 4. As you can see, question 5 has arrived. And on answering question 5, end of survey has arrived. So the logic is correct. Let's again refresh the survey and this time choose option 2 in question 4. As you can see here, end of survey has arrived. This shows that the survey logic is correct. This brings us to the end of this video tutorial. Thanks for watching.